What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And the reason why I'm so excited is because the Mirror newspaper is reporting, coming from the Spanish newspaper El Nacional, that Liverpool are prepared to meet the release clause of Nico Williams, which is a bargain, £48 million, so it's less than 50 million. And I think we got a lot of encouragement coming from the agent and representatives of Nico Williams that he is willing to move to a bigger club. Don't get me wrong, Bilbao are a fantastic club and Nico Williams helped them win their first Copa del Rey title in 40 years, but that also indicates that Nico Williams won't win a lot of trophies and titles at Bilbao, and the way that he's shining so brightly at the Euros indicates that he is ready for the next step, and he's only 21 years old. And in this video we will take a detailed look on the reports, and Nico Williams is getting pursued by Barcelona. But in this video we will also report that Bilbao has put a significant hurdler in front of Barcelona that would prevent them from signing Nico Williams, and also Chelsea pulled out of the transfer race for the signature of Nico Williams. So all that and more is going to be in this video. So if you enjoy these, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here. And guys, I might have to stop making these videos altogether. I need your support because financially I'm really struggling. I'm really not getting a lot of revenue from YouTube, so I need your help. If every one of you just pledges $3 a month on Patreon, then all my troubles would go away and I could dedicate all my time and all my effort into making even more and even greater videos for you guys. So link is in the video description, and if you even subscribe to the lowest tier, it would help me out so much. So if you enjoy these videos, help me out, thank you. And the Mirror newspaper is also reporting that some fellow teammates of Nico Williams are trying to convince him to join their club. And in this video we will also talk about the report from Fabrizio Romano on the latest situation about Nico Williams. But first let's talk about Pedri, who has talked about Nico Williams during the Euros. He said Nico Williams would be a spectacular signing for us at Barcelona. It would be incredible. He's a player who is already showing what he's capable of, and I hope he can join us. And when he was pressed about how deep those conversations went with Nico Williams, he said, we don't talk about it much. It's a decision that he and Barcelona have to make. There are a lot of things that have to happen. Mainly Barcelona need to sell some of their big stars to even afford Nico Williams, because the tricky thing about the release clause, it's 48 million, so it's a bargain, but you have to pay it in full and you have to pay it up front. You can't divide that throughout Nico Williams' contract, and Barcelona definitely don't have that money sitting around. Chelsea's Marc Cucurella also detailed his own flirtations to trying to convince Nico Williams. He said, I've been telling Nico Williams to come to Chelsea, but everything depends on him. He's young, he has a lot of experience already. I think he will be a great player. Nico Williams won't be going to Chelsea because Chelsea pulled out of the negotiations. More on that later in this video, but first I want to also share with you guys what Fabrizio Romano said about Nico Williams' latest situation. He said a lot of movements around Nico Williams in recent days in the media. He's doing fantastically well at the European Championship, and at the moment there are still no advanced negotiations with any single club for his signature this summer because it's the Euros. And he said to his agent, leave me alone with the transfer speculation. I want to concentrate on the Euros. So his agent is negotiating with clubs, but until that the Euros are finished, we can't expect Liverpool or Barcelona to negotiate with Bilbao. At the moment nothing is advanced and nothing is concrete yet. Fabrizio Romano continued, full focus on the Euros, and then we will see. The release clause in his contract is 58 million euros, so that's around 50 or 48 million pounds, depending on what kind of source you are seeing, but 45 to 50 million pounds sounds about right. That's what I heard about multiple different newspapers. So the expectation is for the cease situation to be clarified after Euros, but not during the tournament. Chelsea at this moment, despite not signing Michael Olise, are not in advanced talks for Nico Williams. He was on their list a while ago, but there is not something advanced in terms of negotiations now. Romano. Also, because his salary is expensive beyond his release clause, Barcelona love Nico Williams, but it all depends on what happens with financial fair play regarding Barcelona. There was interest in recent months from Arsenal, from Liverpool, from Bayern, but Bayern are signing Olise. Let's see what Arsenal and Liverpool and Barcelona decide to do, but it's not an easy deal. It's an expensive deal, so we are waiting for concrete movements. And I already told you guys that Bilbao, because they only sign Basque players, they don't pay a lot of transfer fees to a lot of big players, so they spend most of their money on player salaries. So Nico Williams is already on £300,000 per week salary at Bilbao, which is very, very high when it comes to, you know, top 6, top 8 clubs in Spain. And he would want an even higher salary coming to Liverpool, so that will make the deal a little bit more difficult, I'm not gonna lie. And Barcelona, I'm not sure they can afford Nico Williams unless they sell one or two of their big stars who are on big wages. At the moment, they certainly cannot afford Nico Williams, and they are considering a plan B according to PSG Mercato. And recent reports from Sport indicates that Bilbao are not open to negotiating with Barcelona. They are basically saying to Barcelona, either pay the release clause or get lost. There were discussions about Barcelona wanting to pay the total amount in several installments, but Bilbao rejected this idea as well. And why would they not reject the idea? English clubs and even PSG can pay the release clause in full, so why negotiate with Barcelona, strengthen a direct rival in La Liga? They would always prefer if Nico Williams went abroad. And it's very challenging for Barcelona to afford the release clause up front plus Nico Williams' huge salary. And Fabrizio Romano said that Chelsea are not advancing on this Nico Williams deal because of the cost of the deal. He has a 58 million euro release clause, but also a very important big salary. He's already earning big money at Bilbao, and Chelsea believe his demands are very big. Williams was also on the list of Bayern, but they are now signing Olise. There is a strong interest from Barcelona, of course. Arsenal and Liverpool have been following the situation, but nothing advanced still until the Euros are finished. And because he's doing so fantastically for Spain, we can expect big clubs to go for Nico Williams after the Euros are finished. Williams has really impressed me, Fabrizio Romano said, becoming one of the faces of the Euros so far after also performing at such a high level for Bilbao. It's been a good tournament for young players in general, with Lamine Yamal also getting the chance to impress for Spain. João Neves, the Benfica wonder kid with a 120 million euro release clause, is another who has really caught my eye with Portugal. That's what, you know, Fabrizio Romano said. And Nico Williams, what he could bring to Liverpool are not just pace, dribbling ability, but goals and assists. He has 27 goal contributions at Bilbao, and he is a Bilbao Youth Academy product, and he has been playing next to his brother, his older brother, Inaki Williams, who is 30 years old. And what a story! Two brothers together ending Athletic Bilbao's 40-year wait for a trophy after defeating Mallorca in the Copa del Rey final. So Bilbao hasn't won a trophy in 40 years. And they are a fantastic club. The way that they are just signing Basque players is really impressive to me, but it also hinders them a lot in terms of they can't really win major trophies regularly in Spain because the other clubs are richer and also they are not limited to only Basque players. Nico Williams for sure is one of the best wingers on the market, and he has a lot of untapped potential which could be unlocked in a different system. But Nico Williams' creativity is a game changer. His decision making on when to beat his man or when to cut back and pass to his teammates. So it's not only about driving to the byline and crossing it. Nico Williams scored 8 goals and got 19 assists, and that highlights his staggering playmaking ability that comes from his blistering style of play, sprinting forward and splitting backlines, stretching defenders, dragging them out of position. I love these kind of players. And imagine how Nico Williams will be in his prime when he's this good at just 21 years old. I don't need to tell you how impressive he has been. at the Euros. And looking at his metrics, looking at his analytical statistics at FB Ref, Williams ranks among the top 2% of attacking midfielders and wingers across Europe's top 5 leagues over the past 365 days for assists, and he also ranks top 7% for progressive carries and the top 6% for successful take-ons per 90 minutes. So he's one of the best wingers, one of the best attacking midfielders in Europe. And Anthony Gordon, for example, who would cost a lot more money, but we can pay that in installments. Anthony Gordon ranks among the top 33% for progressive carries and the top 50% for successful take-ons per 90 minutes. And Anthony Gordon is fast, but he's not as good as Nico Williams. And Anthony Gordon is 23 years old, Nico Williams is 21. And I would prefer to sign Nico Williams mainly because he can play on the right wing very comfortably. Anthony Gordon can only play on the left wing, and we have plenty of left wingers at the club. Nico Williams has played already 3 games at the Euros. He was rested for one. He scored a goal, got an assist, and his pass completion rate was 93%. He took 2.3 shots per game, as you can see. Key passes and ball recoveries 3 per game. Dribbles also 3 per game, and duels 1, 4 duels 1 per game. So he's producing a fantastic campaign so far for Spain at the Euros. But he also had these kind of runs in La Liga. At the end of the season, he scored 2 goals against Atletico. He got 2 assists against Getafe. He got an assist against Sevilla. He got a goal against Rayo Vallecano. So, as I said, 28 goal contributions. It's a magnificent campaign. This statistic by Football Talent Scout was posted before the season has finished. And Williams also averaged, one of the stats is wrong. So I think he dribbles 2.8 times per 90 minutes, 4.2 ball recoveries and 5.2 successful duels per 90 minutes in La Liga this season. So he is already a hugely talented player, and I think his 58 million release clause is actually a lot lower than his value. So it's a no-brainer for Liverpool to sign Nico Williams. We can afford his wages because Thiago and Matip left, and those 2 players' wages combined, if we can offer that to Nico Williams, then that's more than enough, because then he will be on similar wages to Mohamed Salah. So I encourage Liverpool to go for Nico Williams because he's a fantastic player. And I have a message to some of you guys who are worried that Liverpool are not active in the transfer market. Not many other clubs have done deals and business. Liverpool's rivals Man City and Arsenal have been pretty quiet in the transfer market as well, because the Euros, the Copa America and the under 21 Euros are going on. And James Pearce was asked about how realistic is it that Liverpool signed 2 more midfielders and a centre back, or just 3 more players. And he said, I would say it's not realistic. It's realistic but not guaranteed, what he said. So it's realistic but not guaranteed that Liverpool will sign 2 more midfielders and a centre back. He's maybe referring to a winger / attacking midfielder, a defensive midfielder and a centre back. They need to address areas of weakness in the squad. Anything less would be disappointing. Jurgen Klopp said that ideally all business would be done by the start of pre-season training, which is on July the 8th. But the international group report back to Kirkby on July the 11th. He also added that things might drag on. It's worth remembering that the under 21 Euros don't finish until July 8th, with those players set to have 3 weeks off after their involvement ends. I'm not sure which players are involved in the under 21 Euros, but Liverpool have probably some players involved in that competition. So Liverpool signing 3 players is pretty realistic, and that's what we expect. The transfer market is just slow at this stage because a lot of our transfer targets are at the Euros or at the Copa America, or they are spending their summer holidays. So once pre-season training starts, that's when we will see things ramp up, and that's why I'm pushing out these videos for you guys, so you get latest updates around Liverpool FC's transfer news. So if you enjoyed this, leave a like, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.